Hello, good evening. Welcome to Wellness Wisdom Wednesday Live. Tonight, we are going to be talking about peptides. What are they? What is all the hype about? What is all the talk about? You may have been hearing about GLP-1 and Ozempic and injections and Peps or Retta. You may have been hearing a lot of things. You may have seen a lot of things online. So this is why I wanted to talk about this, because many of you know me, you've seen me. I've been in health coaching for over 20 years. So I want to bring to you some information to tell you what the hype is all about and let you know, is this something that you should be interested in, that you should learn more about, that you should look to use for your health or your life or what have you. So we're going to talk about it from someone that you know, someone that you trust, someone that you know is not going to bring the hype, but is going to give you some real information that you can use. So, hey, Chrysalie, go ahead and share the live stream. Invite some other people. I'm going to do the same thing, and let's get some more people in the room. Hey, Healing Journey, God bless you. I'm going to invite some people now myself. So go ahead and press the screen. If you hold it down in the middle on TT, then you can share it out to like 10 people at a time, something like that. I'm still learning how all of this works, y'all. But I'm here, and I can't wait to share this information with you, for you. I want it to be something that is easy to understand. So we're about to get into it. Let's see. Healing Journey's already here. Tanetta, Sherry Wine, Dom, Light Sided. Let's get some more people in the room. And the reason why is because it's important to know about these things so that you know what to do. Maybe there's something out there that can help you. Maybe it can't, but let's talk about it. Because oftentimes when you see things, across social media or it's trending, it's a hot topic. Some people are like, "Oh, let me get on it because it's new and it's trending." And other people are like, "Nah, I'll wait. I don't know what this is all about." The people will fall off, and then we'll see what's good and what's not. And so that's why I wanted to come before you as a trusted person, to give you this information and to share with you, and just give you the facts, okay? And then allow you to make a choice and make a decision. So, going to give it a second for a couple more people to come into the room, because unlike some of the other live streams, this one I'm going to be like on point teaching, and I'm going to give you some facts, and I'm going to give you some information. So go ahead and press the repost, the share button, and let's get some more people in the room. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. All right. So I'm going to share a little bit of my testimony, but I'm going to hold that. I want to give you the goods, give you the information first. Why does this seem so dark? Okay, it's up. Okay, let's make sure we're live over here. Sometimes I forget to press the live button over here. Okay, great. We're live over here too. Okay, so I'm ready. All right. So tonight we're talking about peptides. Peptides are a very hot and trending topic in wellness today. I put in something to search, and now I got all kinds of people sending me stuff about peptides, and learn this and learn that. They don't know that I teach on it and that I sell it. And so it's just people everywhere. And my thing is, I don't know these people, where they getting this information from, where they getting their peptides from. You can't trust everybody. And so again, that's why I said this is something that I need to talk about and also capitalize on it while it is a hot trending topic. I want you to have the information that you need so that you can make a decision. Is this something for you, or is it not for you? Is it something that you can implement into your life? Is it safe for you? Is it not for you? And to share with you some of this information. So we're going to talk about what peptides are, what do they do, how do they function in the body, how do they act in the body, where do they come from. We're going to answer some of these questions. And so if you have a question, please go ahead and you can put it in the comments, or as I'm teaching, as I'm speaking, you can put your question in the comment section, and I'll be able to see it and I'll be able to answer it for you. Um, as always, I'm going to talk about lifestyle changes. I'm going to talk about nutrition because it's important that you just don't jump on the bandwagon or whatever fad or trending, new wellness thing that is going on. It's important that you know your body, you pay attention to your body, and it's important that you know these different things and where they come from and see if they're a good fit for you or not. And so this tonight, and as with anything else, I'm going to teach it to you, and then it's for you to decide or talk with your doctor or talk with me and do a private consultation with me to help you to decide, is this something for you or not? Is this good for you? Are you in a good enough health to use it, to try it? And so, as always, I want to give you some nutrition information. I'm going to let you know what food you need to eat, what food you should stay away from, and help you to reach your goals. So I want to say this as I jump in. If your goal is to be healthy and to obtain health, maybe there's some issue, some diagnosis in your life right now, and you're like, okay, how do I get healthy? Okay, how do I strengthen my immune system? How do I stop the pain? That's one question. That's like one category. And then if you're saying, well, I want to lose weight, how do I change my body composition? How do I tone up my body? How do I reach this weight goal? That's a different conversation or a different category. And so what I want to try to do is to merge the two, because I'm all about health and health from the inside out. I don't want you to just jump on a trending thing. I don't want you to just follow fads or be on a bandwagon. I want you to know the ins and outs of your body, what's good for you, what biomarkers you should look for, and all of that. So I always provide lifestyle information, nutritional information with whatever else it is that I'm bringing to the table, because I want you to learn your body. I want you to learn your own signs and symptoms, because here's the thing, you go to a doctor, you tell them how they're feeling. They know based on categorically, okay, how things happen, or this particular illness or this particular diagnosis or disease, and they know about that, but how that affects you, it's very different, it's very individual. And so people can't just use a case study to tell you how you feel or what you should do. So they need to take into consideration you, your lifestyle, your habits, the foods that you eat, that you like, that you don't like, or whatever, because all of these things are important. I often say people can't live by a list of rules of do's and don'ts. Most of us know what we're eating that we shouldn't be eating. Most of us know if we're not active enough that we should be more active. So that's not the problem that you don't know. Maybe it's the alternative. What should you do? How can you be more active if you have a knee injury or a back injury, or you're healing from something? You have arthritis. So most of us know the things that we're doing that we shouldn't be doing or that we shouldn't be eating. The problem is, how do you do what is the right thing to do that your body needs in conjunction with whatever's going on in your life? Maybe this is a tough economic time, and so you need to know how you can be more frugal with your health, with your eating habits and things like that. So it's not just a one size fits all. It's not just a list of, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you don't need to do at this time in your life, but there's other factors, right, that go into that. And so as a holistic health coach, I'm taking into consideration all of these different things: your body, your health, your blood type, what's out there, what might be best for you, what lifestyle changes you need to make, what nutrition you have, how you need to change your diet. All of these things are part of the counseling or the coaching that I provide for my clients, because again, nobody can go by a rules of do's and don'ts. Okay. And guess what? It's not a one size fits all. So it doesn't work for everybody. And I'm a big proponent of blood type. So I was talking with someone today, and she has caffeine. She has like coffee a day. And so before I could say drink that or don't drink that, I said, well, what is your blood type? And when she told me her blood type, I was like, okay, coffee is okay for you. So that's something important. And most people don't talk about that. And most doctors don't talk about that. And if you ask them, typically they're not going to know. Recently, my daughter was just saying something to me about one of her health goals, and she mentioned something about her blood type, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if I remember it, or if I got it correctly, or what have you." And she was asking about that, and she was like, "Well, why doesn't the doctor just know? I'll just call my doctor." And I was like, "Well, your doctor doesn't have that information." And she's like, "How is that? But I just had surgery, 2 months ago. They took a lot of blood. They should know." I said, "No, that's a different test." And so maybe that's you and saying, "Well, I'll just call my doctor. They should know my blood type because I just gave blood last week, last month, last year." But it's a very different blood type test in order to find out your blood type. So it's a different test. So when you go to the doctor and you give blood, they're testing for whatever infection, bacteria, virus. They're testing different things. They may test your urine, they may test your blood, they may test both. They're looking for specific things. So if you think that they're going to know your blood type from that test, that's not how it works. They're not going to know that. There's very specific chemicals that your blood has to go into or touch and see how that chemical reacts. And based on the pattern of how that chemical reacts to your specific blood is how they determine what blood type you are. Okay. So there are 4 blood types: A, B, AB, and O. O, I should have said first, really, because that's the most popular, prevalent blood type. Now, when I talk about blood types, I'm not talking about the pluses and the minuses. You say, like, "Oh, well, I'm A negative. Oh, well, I'm B positive." So the positive and the negative is only important and relevant when you're giving blood or receiving blood. But for the purposes of eating right for your blood type and choosing what foods that you should eat, okay, or what foods will be good for your body, the plus or minus doesn't matter in that. We're just going by the 4 basic blood types: O, A, B, and AB. Okay. So I don't want to get off topic on that. I'll do a whole nother separate teaching and live stream about the blood type diet because it's very important. But the reason why I mention that is because it's important to know the foods that are good for your body, the herbs. Herbs are great, but they're not for everybody. And you need to know a lot about herbs before you just go and start taking herbs, because some herbs are not good for certain medications. And so depending on what medication you're on, certain herbs you shouldn't take, even if it's in a tea. Okay, like echinacea, let's say, or golden seal. Certain medications that you might be taking, it would not be a good thing for you to take echinacea, just as an example, right? So it is important for you to know your body, how your body responds to things, and also to know your blood type. So tonight we're talking about peptides. So there are some peptides, and I'm going to give you the exact definition, but there are some peptides that are research based. And so they're trying it out. They have different studies going on. They have different groups of people, sects of people trying it to see how they respond and how they react to it, to get an idea of what are some of the side effects, if any. What are some of the pluses, right? Like, what are the good things that happen? How are people feeling? How are people feeling before they took it? How do they feel after? And so they're tracking those things. So that's part of the research. So there's people in different nations, different people groups that are trying out some of these peptides so that they can write all this stuff down and kind of come to some conclusion and then be able to say, okay, these are good for these people, these are good for these things, or these are not good for these things. Okay. So this is the research that's being done. So they are research peptides, which means that they're not FDA approved, that they are being used in case studies. And so there are some that you can accept or be willing to try as part of the research. And then there are some peptides that are FDA approved. Those are the ones that you've been hearing more about, like the GLP-1, Ozempic, GLP-1, they work very specifically. There's a lot of synthetic things in them. And so there's been a lot of side effects. I was just seeing some information recently and people posting reels about if you have been taking GLP-1 and you begin to notice problems with your eyes, that there's some type of case, how do you call it? Yeah. Is it case action, law action, class action lawsuit? Okay, because there's something in it or something that is being mixed with that is causing certain people for their eyes to be affected. That's not a small thing, especially if you already wear glasses. But even if you don't, if your eyes are good in 2020, you don't want to take something for better health or for weight loss, and then it's going to affect your eyes. So these are things that people need to know. So just because something is new or something is prevalent and you're seeing it out everywhere, do not run to jump on the bandwagon. Do your due diligence, research it, ask questions, talk to someone that you trust. Even what the doctor tells you, not everyone in a white coat can be trusted. I want you to understand I'm not against doctors. I'm not against medication, but I am against you doing certain things, or myself doing certain things, as like a knee-jerk reaction. So just because this person has gone to school and they wear a white coat doesn't mean they know everything. You still have to question it. Okay, because again, they're looking at case studies and they're looking at what has been approved, but that doesn't mean it's going to work good for you. So it is for you to look at your biomarkers. It is for you to have conversations with your doctor and pay attention to how your body feels and how your body responds. Okay, and to report back, quickly. So I always want you to do your due diligence. That's why I come on weekly to Wellness Wisdom Wednesdays to teach you about your body. So far this year, we've talked about the kidneys, the lung, the brain, the heart, your cardiovascular system, the pancreas, and we've talked about diabetes. We've talked about the different functioning of basically all your body parts. So from January until this past month, I've taught on all of the body parts, okay? All of the organ systems, let me say it that way, even your spine. And we talked about various chemicals, home chemicals, how clothing and various foods that are affecting our hormones, and how chemicals are affecting our hormones. So I've done a very vast teaching so far this year, and we're only in the 7th month, okay? So because this is a hot topic, because you're seeing information everywhere, as I drive from place to place, I can just go outside of my community and I'm seeing signs in the ground like everywhere about this GLP-1. But let me say this, GLP-1 is not for everyone. And while it was approved, FDA approved, there are people that are having some side effects now that are not good, whether it's liver damage or whether it's damage to your eyes. Okay, so very, very important. Everything that's out there and everything is not approved may not be the best thing for you. And this is why I want to share information with you so that you can be a part of the decision-making process and you get to decide, is this something I want to try or I don't want to try? Is this good for me or not? Okay, so let's jump into it. I'm going to share with you some questions that you should ask yourself or your doctor even before you consider peptides. We're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about lifestyle. And we're going to talk about the things that you should do even before you start taking any peptides, if that's what you decide to do. Okay, so nutrition, biomarkers, lifestyle information I always share because I want you to be empowered to make healthy decisions for your life. This is not a one size fits all or any type of regimen. It's not a one size fits all. So it's important for you to be educated so that you can decide. Okay, so we already talked about some of the peptides are FDA approved and some of them are not. Now, if you know, like I know, if you watch various types of news, if you're in the know, then you know that not everything that the FDA approved is good for you. Okay. Because there are some things, and there's been all types of lawsuits and this, that, and the third. But you say, well, it was FDA approved. But again, lots of things goes through that channel. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily good for you specifically. And so you need to be empowered so that you can be a part of the decision-making process. Okay. So we want to talk about what peptides are and how they function in the body. And where do they come from? Because I think that's a very important question. That's one of the questions that I ask. So I have to say that this information is for educational purposes only. This information is not presented to you to treat, diagnose, or to cure any disease. Okay. All of the information I'm going to share with you has been researched, and it is for you to continue the research and do your due diligence. Take the information that I'm going to share and then take it to the next step. And if you have questions, I'll be happy to talk with you, to answer any of your questions, to share or cite my sources, and to be able to just help you to get some of the information so that you can make a decision, because there's so much information out there. So I'm not trying to, make you run around and do more research to gather more information. I'm going to give you a lot of information. And if you want to know more, or you want to go more in depth about peptides, and really get into the nitty gritty of it, which ones, there are so many different kinds, whether it's your skin health or your brain health or your immune health, or weight management, okay, or what else can I say? Muscle recovery, okay, metabolism assistance, okay, then there are all different types of peptides that you can take. So to have those conversations, we need to be in a more closed setting. And so I would invite you into my community, so that we can talk a little bit more in depth. That's if you want to go in depth into peptides. So you can join my fan club, or you can subscribe to my community. So if you're interested in doing that, if you just type in the comments community, then I will make a note of your name and I'll send you some information. Okay, so there's that. So I already said that. Okay, so what are peptides? Let's get into it. Peptides are short chain amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. Hi, Vivian. God bless you. Hi, Betty. Hi, Dee. I see you guys. Thank you for joining in. Do me a favor, tap the screen a couple times before you leave. That just shows support and helps to push it out in the algorithm. And just repost it. Share it to someone else that you think may benefit from this information. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so peptides are short chain amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. And I'm going to get into a little bit more about amino acids. These occur naturally in the body and they help your cells communicate with each other. Okay, so in the normal body process, this includes hormone signaling, digestion, sleep. This is some of the communications that's going on. Immune function, tissue repair, metabolism, muscle function, skin health, and also brain function. Okay, so peptides or short chain amino acids are communicating with all these various systems of your body. They're supposed to be able to help bring balance to the body. And this is why I like them and I use them, because it's not something that forces your body to work or forces your body to do something specifically, but it works in communication with your body's natural system and helps it to do what it was made to do naturally. And I can give you an example. Let's say you're constipated, right? And whatever you ate or whatever's going in your life and you're really stressed and you're not using the bathroom the way that you should. And so maybe you're having skin breakouts, maybe you have more brain fog, maybe you're more fatigued because you're not eliminating. And those toxins being stored in your body can cause you to be sluggish, can cause you to be fatigued, can cause you to have stomach or gastrointestinal issues. Okay. So let's see. It's important for you to use the bathroom to get this stuff out. So if you can't use the bathroom, this stuff is backing up in your system and it can cause you to feel ill, literally, right? So you might take a laxative. Some people may say, oh, I'm going to drink some peppermint tea or some ginger, or I'm going to shave some ginger and eat it, or suck on some ginger candy or peppermint candy or some ginger ale. And so, some of these natural kind of home remedy things. And you may say, oh, I'm going to soothe my stomach with one of those things first and see how I feel, right? But then there's something also that you might take a laxative. Okay. And so there's some laxatives that are very smooth and gentle, and then there's some that's very harsh. And so I don't know if you've ever heard of senna. If you're from the Caribbean, I'm sure Vivian, you might have heard of it. But if you're from the Caribbean or you're from the islands like Jamaica, then you'll know about senna. So senna is an herb, it's a leaf. And so they make a tea out of it. So it is natural and it's good and it's healthy for you. But senna is harsh. Senna will flush you and cause you to be in the bathroom for half the day, like for hours. Okay. And every time you think you could leave the bathroom, you got to run back to the bathroom. So, this is an example of using something natural, using something that is healthy for you, but it's forcing your body to work. Okay. So it's forcing your digestive system to release whatever's in your colon. Okay. So we don't want to do that. We want to do it more gently. We want to work with your body system and we want to ease things out. So I give you an example. Senna would be an example that's harsh. Okay. Another example that may be more gentle is castor oil. Now, if you're from the islands and you grew up and your grandma or your mom made you take castor oil, you may have a different thought. So I'm not telling you to take it by mouth. I'm telling you to rub it on your stomach. You take the castor oil, you rub it on your tummy, and you let it soak in. You can also rub it on your feet. And it does a few things. It helps to soften the skin on your feet, moisturize your feet, but it also is absorbed through the feet, through your skin into your system, and it helps to activate your digestive system. So if you rub castor oil on your tummy at night or on your feet, and I'd say do both, okay? Then in the morning, you'll have a nice smooth move. So it's not going to flush you. It's not going to force you to go to the bathroom. It's not going to keep you in the bathroom for hours. Now, when you go to the bathroom in the morning, you might get out everything. I'm just saying. And that's a good thing. So it's safe enough and gentle enough that you can use it on your baby. I've been in holistic health 26 plus years, actually, closer to 30 years. And I know I look really young, but anyway, I've been in holistic health for a very long time. So I've been using castor oil for years. And so my children are grown now, but when they were babies, when they were small, if they had constipation, I might use castor oil. Okay. And so I would rub it on their stomach and I would rub it on their feet. And then in the morning, I'm going to have a diaper full. Okay. So say it works for us the same way. And so rub it on your stomach at nighttime, like give yourself 7 to 8 hours. Okay. And then in the morning, when you wake up, getting ready for your morning routine, you're going to go to the bathroom, you're going to have a nice smooth move, which is great. It is very important that you eliminate every day. You eat every day, you eliminate every day. Did you know that you should eliminate at least 2 to 3 times a day? So even if you say, well, oh, I'm good, I go to the bathroom every day, but you don't eat once a day. You eat 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 times a day, right? So whatever it is that you're eating, your body should be able to process it, take the nutrients from it, and get rid of the waste. So just about every time you're eating, if you're eating three meals a day, then you should be going to the bathroom to eliminate twice a day, at least twice a day or 3 times a day. Now, remember, if you're a parent and you have a child, you know that after the feeding, what happens? Within an hour or 2, maybe 3, that baby's going to the bathroom. When the babies are newborn and even, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, how many times a day do they go poopies in their diaper? Several times a day, right? Why? Because they're eating several times a day. So why does that change as we get older? Do we not still need to process out the waste and let go of what needs to be eliminated? Of course we do. But what happens? Our body's digestive system gets sluggish based on the things that we're eating, also based on our lifestyle, based on our stress and things like that. Okay. So we want to keep the digestive system moving. Okay. I know we're talking about peptides, but this is important because if the peptides are going to work in your system, then you need your digestive system to work properly. Because some of the peptides that help with metabolism, one of the things that they do is they slow down your gastrointestinal system, your digestive system. So they slow down the emptying. That makes you feel fuller longer. It slows it down. And so it can feel like constipation and it can be uncomfortable. So if you're doing a particular peptide and that's how it makes you feel, then what do you do naturally to counteract that? because let's say you want the tissue repair from the peptide, you want the metabolism help from the peptide, but you don't want the constipation from the peptide. So what do? You can use castor oil, rub it on your stomach, rub it on your feet, and in the morning you're going to go. Very important to have good elimination, good, healthy digestive system. Okay, so for those, I see a lot of people just came in the room, so I'm just going to recap really quickly. Peptides are short chain amino acids, and amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So one of the things that the peptides do, or the amino acids do within your body, is communication. Now, here's a quick list of some of the functions or the systems of your body that is communicating with. Okay, your hormonal system, your hormonal signaling, that's important, especially if you're in a menopause situation. Digestion, sleep, immune function, tissue repair, muscle recovery, skin health, brain health, and metabolism. One of the reasons why peptides are big and they have this hype, because people are losing weight, like massive amounts of weight, rather quickly. Okay. Now, I'll say this: it is not healthy. It is not good to lose massive amounts of weight very fast. And if you're losing it very fast because you're taking some type of natural assistance, then when you stop taking it, likely you're going to gain it all back. And so, well, what good was it? So now you're supposed to be on this stuff for the rest of your life? And you have to think about the financial investment and all of that as well. And what is the effect it's going to have on your body? So for me, and as a certified holistic health coach, I'm against anything that you have to use for your body forever. Okay. I don't care if it's a medication. I don't care if it's a herb or oil or whatever. Your body should be able to heal. Your body should be able to get back on track so that whatever it is that you're taking, you don't have to take it forever for the rest of your life. Okay. There's a problem if that's the case. And then why isn't your body functioning properly? Okay. So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Let me talk to you about these peptides and the amino acids. Okay. So I did want to share, I told you that already. So I want to say this, and this is why this is important. All that I share on Wellness Wisdom Wednesday, but tonight as well, also, it's important for you to know that the way that God designed your body is wonderful. It's perfect. Okay. And He made your body to be able to heal itself. All of your organ systems can regenerate within the course of a year. Okay. In an ideal world. So if your stress is low, if your nervous system is regulated properly, if you're eliminating properly, and a lot of different factors, okay? That's why I said in an ideal world, because most people have stress for different things. They got a lot of different things going on. And so everything is not working together properly at the same time. But in an ideal world, or if we can get to that place where we can regulate our nervous system, we can strengthen our immune system, we can manage stress properly, okay, then we can be more healthy from the inside out, and all of our organ system, your liver, your kidneys, your brain, all of these things will be able to heal itself on its own. That's how it was designed. Okay, that's how God made our body to be able to heal itself. So when you give your body the right nutrition and rest, okay, then your body can begin that regenerative process. And that's why I said in an ideal world, because so many people are stressed or overweight or have a lot of different health issues. And so it's going to take longer, or it's going to take more outside help in order for your body's organ systems to function properly and do what they were created to do. And this is why I like peptides, because peptides can help your body do its natural function normally, naturally, without forcing it, like Senna that I was just explaining about, Senna, or some type of laxative that is going to force your body to release whatever food is in your bowel system. We don't want to force the process. We want to aid the process. Big difference, right? Even in the sound of it, we don't want to force the process. We want to aid the process. We want to help your body's natural process. And this way you can have long-term results, whether it's tissue repair, whether it's skin health, whether it's brain health, digestive health, or metabolism. Okay. And so you want to do it in a natural way so that you can get good results that are going to be lasting. Because again, you don't want to be taking a particular nutrient, vitamin, peptide, or what have you. And then when you stop taking it, you begin to put all the weight back. And this is why I preface everything with nutrition and lifestyle and a proper healthy diet, because no matter what type of regimen you go on or weight loss management system that you go on, these are natural things you have to do. Now, a few years ago, it was really big, the gastric bypass, the sleeve, these things were really big. And they were helpful. And it was a great help to in the medical community for people who were obese and maybe had other issues going on in their body that led to them or caused them to be obese. Okay. And so it was a great help. But here's the thing that happened: people that didn't have discipline, people that didn't have healthy regimens or a good diet, they didn't know anything about nutrition. What happened? They have the band on their stomach or digestive process, and they eat too much and they break the band. Okay. Now they're back to square one, or worse, it has caused some harm, and then they have to go and have surgery to fix it. People that have the sleeve. I was just listening to someone. And someone that I know had the gastric bypass that didn't work well for them. And then they had to go back in and have it like fixed, corrected, and they had to get the sleeve. So here's what I'm saying. This is the point of what I'm saying there. You have to have discipline. You have to be willing to make changes to your life. It's not a get skinny quick scheme. Okay. It's not. Um, it is a lifestyle change. And if you're not willing to learn your body and take care of your body and be disciplined, I would say don't do it. And I said this years ago because I knew a lady who probably was 300 plus pounds. Okay. And she was overweight for a long time. And she tried a few things to lose the weight, and she wasn't able to. Okay, so when this came around for her to get the gastric band, she did that and she had the surgery. So the next time I saw her, she had lost a lot of weight. I want to say probably 75 or so pounds, like drastically different. It was like, wow. And so I knew she had done something because I saw her a month or so before and she wasn't that small, right? So I was like, well, what did you do? So she told me what she did, and she was like, okay. And so she was telling me a little bit about it and some of the things that she had went through. And she was like, yeah, I'm hungry, but I really can't eat much. And she showed me like this little cup, and this cup might be actually too big. But she said, I can only eat 1 ounce of food. I said, come again? Like, what? What do you mean 1 ounce? 1 ounce. So she had to go for a period on the 1 ounce, then she can go to 2 ounces and like that. And I thought to myself, the amount of discipline that it takes to have a meal in this little cup is a whole lot of discipline. And if you had half the discipline to just have a healthy diet, to just get on a treadmill or go for a walk or get some exercise, she could have naturally lost the weight. So because she had this surgical procedure, okay, she drastically lost the weight. But guess what? She couldn't keep up with the discipline of how she was eating. And because it was a very difficult regimen, it was very difficult, to eat out of this little cup. You have some good collard greens, some baked chicken or beef stew or whatever. You're going to want more than this. But this is all her stomach could hold. And so what happened over time? She busted it, and that didn't work. And she had to go in again. I know another lady that had a gastric bypass, and she lost a lot of weight. And she too had to go back in again because she didn't have the discipline. So why am I sharing this story with you? No matter what you need to choose or what you choose to lose your weight or to get healthy, because they're not always the same thing. They can work together, but they're two different categories. I said that in the beginning, because sometimes what you need to do to get healthy doesn't mean you're going to lose the weight. So there may be, if weight loss is your goal, then there's a specific way that you need to eat, because even some of the things that are deemed healthy may have high carbs or high sugar. And even though it's healthy, Okay. That's not what you would need to eat when you're trying to lose weight. I'll give you a quick example: bananas. Bananas are great for potassium, but they're high in sugar. Now, they're a natural sugar that your body knows how to process, so your body can process it. But if your goal is weight loss, then you don't eat bananas anymore. Ask me how I know. When I was in a fitness journey in 2017 and I lost a lot of weight naturally, my primary goal, well, when I started out, my primary goal was to get healthy. But then they had this challenge, this contest at my gym, and it was like, if you win, it was $50,000. And I was like, I'm going for that. I want to change my body, but that's a great incentive. Even if I don't make it, I'm still going to transform my body, which is what happened. So I didn't make it. But this was like the second time around for the challenge. And the first time around, there was a lady that I met at the gym that she did it and she won. And so I had the same trainer as she had. So I knew, and I saw her before and after pictures, and I was like, wow. She looked like she was 7 months pregnant. And then at the end of was it 90 days or 100 days or something, she looked like a lean, shredded machine. I was like, you're kidding me. And you did that in how many months? Okay, I'm going to try it. Okay. So anyway, I tried it. So I didn't win the 50 grand, unfortunately, but I learned a lot. I enjoyed myself. I had a great, wonderful trainer, and I changed my body. I can put up the pictures one day. And I changed my body. So I say I still win. I didn't win the 50 grand, but but I changed my body and I met my goals. So all of this to say, when I was in that training program, one of the foods that I was not allowed to have was bananas. Not a banana in my smoothie, like no bananas. So depending on what your goal is, health or weight loss or both, there's a certain way that you need to eat to help to achieve those goals. And so we want to get the right proper diet. Okay. We want to make sure that we're staying hydrated and we're getting our water in. Okay. And then we add to that. So whether we're adding herbs, whether we're adding essential oils, whether we're adding vitamins and minerals, because those are important too, then we can add things like peptides or some type of weight management system. GLP-1 is not for everyone. Ozempic is not for everyone. And already that's been out. And by the way, it's FDA approved, but there are so many people coming forward that have had severe negative reactions. So that's not necessarily the thing. So as I wanted to now this year lose weight, and I was like, okay, I need a little bit more help because I'm eating clean, I'm eating right, I'm in the gym, but I'm having a hard time to break this weight barrier. And that was because of hormones. So I have natural things that I take to natural essential oil actually that I use to help to balance my hormones. So that's working good. And then I wanted to add in some more things. My daughter's getting married. I'm like, okay, I need to lose weight quick because I only have till October. Okay. I want to be as close to my ideal weight as possible. But I said this to my daughter and I had her laughing. I said, I want to be the hot mom at the wedding, not the fat mom at the wedding. Okay. So, so far I've lost almost 40 pounds since January, naturally. Okay. But it does require discipline and it does require you to do the work. So yes, I go to the gym, I work out, I do water classes. I also take my vitamins and minerals, and magnesium, and which also helps you go to the bathroom. So I'm doing all the things nutritionally for my body. I'm doing the exercising, I'm drinking the water, and then I added in the peptides. So yes, that helped me. So it's not one thing or two things, it's all the things at the same time, depending on what your goal is. Okay. So hopefully that has helped you so far. Let me know if you have any questions about what I have said thus far. Okay. So peptides can help you in body composition, metabolism, tissue repair. So there's different peptides for different things. And so based on whatever your goals are, that's how you can decide which peptide that you should take. Okay. And again, not all of them are FDA approved. And to me, To me personally, that doesn't mean much because there are lots of drugs out there that have been FDA approved that are trash. Like they're not good for you. They have a lot of horrible side effects. You've seen some of those commercials, and they have class action lawsuits. So that is not the be all end all in whatever you're going to take to help you, whether it's in your health journey or in your weight loss journey. Okay. So I wanted to, okay. So peptides occur naturally in your body. Okay. Your body naturally produces thousands of peptides a day. Now, based on your lifestyle, and this is why I started with that, and your nutrition or lack thereof, it's going to affect your body's natural production of peptides. Does that make sense? So, we're talking about peptides. Your body makes peptides, okay? Because your body makes amino acids. Peptides come from the amino acids, and I'm going to give you an illustration in a second. So, but the amount of peptides that your body is going to be able to make or keep up with is going to depend on if you live a disciplined lifestyle or not. Okay, are you eating healthy? Are you drinking your water? All of the things that I've said already. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty, like the next level. So we know that the body makes peptides. Peptides come from amino acids. So your body makes amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. Okay. Protein we know helps to build muscle. Okay. Muscle weighs more than fat. So if you have a lot of body fat or visceral fat and you're trying to lose your fat, you need to have more protein. Also, strength training, cardio plus strength training, not one or the other, both in moderation, okay, is going to help you to speed up your metabolism, to burn calories, to burn fat, and to build muscle. The more you build your muscle is the more fat you can lose, or the faster you can lose fat at the rate that you're building muscle. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. So, this is why it's important to do lifting weights, strength training, in addition to cardio. So, let's say you're working on losing some weight in a specified period of time or something like that, and you have some goals. So you say, okay, I'm going to do cardio 3 days a week, and I'm going to do strength training 2 days a week. Or maybe I'm going to do cardio 2 days a week and strength training 3 days a week. Okay. Don't work out more than 6 days a week. You need to rest on the seventh day. Y'all know I'm a Christian. This is a Christian channel, station, everything. So I believe in the Sabbath. You need to rest on the seventh day. But guess what? Physiologically to the body, your body needs a break. So it would not be good or healthy for you to be in the gym 7 days a week. And it doesn't matter if it's a gym at a facility or it's a gym at your home. You need to give your body a break, your muscles a break, your brain, your nervous system. You need to give everything a break. Okay. So rest on a Sabbath day, whether it's Sunday or Saturday or Friday. Just make sure that you have 1 day a week that you're not doing anything, that you're resting. We can talk about worship and prayer and meeting at the house of God. We can talk about that. But I'm just saying, from a physiological perspective, you need to give your body at least 1 day of rest. Okay. So back in 2017, when I was in the gym, like a maniac almost, I was working out 6 days a week because I had a goal that I had to get to, because I had this $50,000 over my head and I was doing my due diligence to get it. Okay. All right. So amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So I just took a little rabbit trail to explain the importance of protein and what we need it for. Okay. So protein is going to help you build muscle. The more muscle you build, the more your body is going to burn fat, because you can burn fat to turn that into muscle. Okay. You strength training is going to begin to work out the muscles that you have to make them bigger. Okay. You don't get new muscles. You make the muscles that you have bigger. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So just as individual bricks build a house, right? How do you build a house? Brick at a time. 1 brick, 2 bricks, so forth. Amino acids are like that. They're the bricks in your system. Okay. And so they help to build proteins. So amino acids are building proteins. Proteins help your body to build muscle, help to repair tissue and muscles, okay, and maintain tissues, okay? So your body uses amino acids to make muscles, skin, hair, nails, enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, so for your brain, and antibodies. Your antibodies are going to fight off disease, and peptides. Proteins are the building blocks of amino acids. So this helps to build up peptides in your system. Okay. But what happens is, based on our diet, our lifestyle, our sleep habits, all of those things is going to affect our body's rate at which it can produce these peptides. So when you give your body or you replace the peptides that your body needs, it can help your body heal faster. It can help your body heal damaged skin or tissue, or help build collagen and all these things at a faster rate, because you're giving your body more of the building blocks that it needs to do these different things. Okay. If this makes sense, put a 1 in the chat so I know that you're tracking with me. I don't want to talk over your head. I want to make sure that you understand this. Okay. Okay. So where do amino acids come from? Okay. Amino acids, your primary source of amino acids is going to be your diet. So basically what you're eating, what you're putting in your mouth. Okay. So your body breaks down the protein that you eat into individual amino acids. Remember, like building blocks. Okay. And so it's going to come from animal sources, protein sources. There's also plant proteins too. So we're going to talk about that. So here's some of the animal sources, which you know this stuff, but I'm just going to say it again. Beef, chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, and dairy. Okay. Not everyone can tolerate dairy, but that's true. Eggs are a good source of protein if you can tolerate them. Now, here are some of the plant sources of protein. Okay. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, quinoa. And let me say this about quinoa. It is a complete protein. So it has the essential amino acids as well as minerals in quinoa. So if you can tolerate it, or you like it, or you can learn how to like it or make it, quinoa is a very good source of protein. You can put it in salads, you can have it cold, or you can have it hot, kind of like a rice, or if anything that you would use to make like rice or potatoes, you can use quinoa as a substitute. Another thing you can use as a substitute is couscous, okay? But quinoa is very good with protein. Soy, but for women who are menopausal, that would not be a great thing to add, in very much moderation to use soy. Hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, nuts are really good. So you can put this in your smoothie. You can eat it as a snack. You can mix different ones together and make like your own personal trail mix, or you can cook with it as well. Okay. And lots of other cultures, they use nuts in their food. Okay. And they also use a lot of cinnamon. Mediterranean, they use a lot of cinnamon in their food. I remember my cousin she's a chef, but she spent a year in Egypt. And when she came back, she learned a lot of their customs and their culture. And she always cooked delicious. But when she learned to use some of the seasonings and things that they use, it was amazing. Here in America, we mainly use cinnamon for sweet stuff like drinks or sweet potatoes or cakes, pies, things like that. We don't typically put cinnamon in rice or chicken. I'm telling you, it tastes good, but get this. Cinnamon can help you with digestion. Cinnamon can help you with your metabolism. Cinnamon is also good to help you regulate your sugar. So here it is. If you caught it and you have an issue with any of those things, now you know cinnamon is good. You can take cinnamon by a capsule, okay, like a nutritional supplement, or you can use the ground cinnamon and begin to add it to your food. You can put it in hot water and make a cinnamon tea. You can use the cinnamon sticks. You can chew on the cinnamon sticks. Just get the cinnamon in your body. So if you have an issue with glucose, with your pancreas, get in more cinnamon. If you're concerned about your weight and building up your metabolism, or speeding up your metabolism, cinnamon is generally good for you. Okay. So you can add it to your foods. You can add it to your smoothie or shake or something like that. You can even chew on a cinnamon stick. Also very good for your breath and like gum and oral health. Okay. So here's one thing, right? Cinnamon that can help in so many different ways. Okay. So you can even sprinkle that if you make your own trail mix, like with seeds and nuts, or you can sprinkle it on your fruit. So again, just various ways that you can get cinnamon in because it's really good for your body. Okay. So those are some of the plant sources of protein, right? Because protein are the building blocks of amino acids. Okay. So your body produces 11 non-essential amino acids. Okay. I'm not going to get into those. I looked at all that and I was like, that's a lot. That's really kind of heavy. If you're interested in that information and you want to take a deep dive with me, then join my community and we'll be able to have another talk about that. But for the general masses, it's just information overload. So just know that your body naturally makes 11 non-essential amino acids. Okay. Now, some of these sources must come from food. So there are 9 essential amino acids and there's 11 non-essential amino acids. Your body makes them, but things kind of need to be in a proper order for your body to make them properly. And that's why we need to supplement sometimes, right? So there are 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot make. Your body doesn't make these. So you have to get them through your diet. Okay. So again, the different names. Some of these you might have heard of or seen with vitamins: isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine. And some of these you may have seen if you've ever taken any type of weight loss supplements, pills, or anything like that. You may have seen some of those ingredients. So I'm not going to get deep into that, but just know those are some of the 9 essential amino acids. So your body needs them to function properly. Okay. Now, essential amino acids come from your diet because your body does not make those. So we have to get them in, whether in supplement form or we have to get them in from our food. Okay. Those are essential amino acids. Now, non-essential amino acids, your body can produce them on its own. Okay. And then there's some conditional essential amino acids. Your body can make them, but it depends on your lifestyle, your sleep habits, different circumstances, and stuff like that. Okay. So nutrition is important. That at the end of the day, nutrition is important. Your body needs the right raw materials to support its normal functions, to know what to do, especially for anything that our body doesn't make. That means that our body is dependent on us to make the healthy choices to replace the things it can't make for itself. And so if you don't eat healthy, or you don't eat those foods, or you don't like those foods, then that means that your body is going to continue to operate from a deficit because your body can't make those things. So unless you eat them or you supplement them, you're not going to get them in. So initially, you might be okay. But if that continues on for years and years or decades, it's going to begin to show up as a problem. So again, this is why I like to do consults with people and see what your lifestyle and your habits are like, what food you eat, what food you like, what food you don't like. Do you have allergies? All of these things, because I devise specific plans for each individual person, for the food you like, the food you don't like, for your budget, all those things, because all of that is important. It makes no sense for me to give you a list. Oh, this is what you need to do, and you have no intention of following it. You're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. So we need to be able to work together to say, okay, well, I like these foods, so I will eat that, but I hate that. I don't like those foods. So why would I put it on a list if I know you don't like those, or if you're allergic to them? Okay. So all of these things matter. So again, it's not a one size fits all. Okay. It's not a one size fits all. Let me know if this is helping you. Okay. So here's a great question, right? Because we're talking about peptides. We want to know, is this hype that you're hearing about, all these peptides? And see, you might have seen before and after pictures. You might be hearing about people saying, oh, I lost 20 pounds in a month and whatever. Okay. That is true for some people. Most other people, it's going to take a little longer than that. And that's okay. You don't want to lose the weight fast. You want to lose the weight naturally. okay, so that you can sustain it, because you don't want to stop taking peptides, and then you're just gaining the weight back. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so how do amino acids become peptides? Okay, so here's an illustration. One amino acid is a building block. I wish I had some blocks. Okay, let's use this. One amino acid is a building block. Let's say this is a building block. 2 to 50 amino acids. So I'm going to link these together now. Right? And now I have 2. 1, 2. 2 to 50 amino acids. Where did my notes just go? Is building blocks. Okay, so 2 to 50 is going to be your peptide. So 1 is a building block, but when you put 2 or more together, that's a peptide. Okay, now when you have more than 50 amino acids, so let's say I had a whole chain of 50 of these, that's going to be a protein. So 1 is an amino acid, 2 coming together or more is a peptide. And then when we have more than 50 of these, right, that's when we have a protein. Okay. So 1 brick is an amino acid, 3 bricks, let's say, is a peptide, and 51 bricks is a protein. Okay. That's just to give you an illustrative example. Okay. So why are amino acids important? Because this is the building blocks of peptides and proteins. Okay. Why is it important? Because they help to build and repair your tissues. Okay. They can support muscle growth. You have a tear, it can help to repair a tear. It produces enzymes. Enzymes are good. They help your body. They speak to your cells in your body. So enzymes help your body to communicate from the cellular level. Enzymes can help to promote digestion. Okay, very, very important. Amino acids also help to produce hormones. Certain hormones, human growth hormone, these are hormones that your body needs, that it continues to use. And that as we get older, we're going to have less and less of them. And so then we may have to supplement with those things. Okay. Okay. Amino acids also help to support your immune function. So if you find that whether in the fall or winter time, or it could be any time of the year, you just always catch a cold, like you're quick to catch a cold, or you're quick to catch a flu, or whatever bug is going around, you're going to be the one that catches it. That means your immune system is not working optimally. You have a sluggish or slow immune system. So you need to do some things to help to strengthen and to build up your immune system, so you're not catching everything, okay? Or you're not catching it quickly, okay? So amino acids can help to support your immune function, okay? Amino acids make neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters, neurological, so it has to do with your brain. It can affect your mood, and it can affect your sleep. So if you're down, or if you always tend to see the glass half empty as opposed to half full, there are certain amino acids that can help you. Okay. To not be negative Nancy. Okay. They can help you to sleep. Magnesium also helps you to sleep. So there are different types of magnesium. So magnesium can help you to sleep. It can help you to rest. It can help you with stress. And then there's a specific type of magnesium. Trying to remember which one. There's glycinate, there's stearate, there's several different ones. So certain magnesium will help you to eliminate. So if you're I take a magnesium complex. So it has all the different types of magnesium in one pill. So I think I'm supposed to take 2, but because of how it helps regulate your digestive system, I only take 1, because I don't need to go to the bathroom like that every day. So that's good. Do it on a weekend. Start it on a weekend and see how you feel. That way you're home and everything. So it's not the kind of thing like you got to be close to the bathroom, but I don't want to flush every day. Okay. So I'll take it only 1 a day. It's a complex. So I'm getting all the benefits. Helps with stress, helps with sleep, helps to eliminate. Okay. Okay. Amino acids help to support healthy skin, hair, and nails. Now, we know that there are certain vitamins for your hair and nails, and all that's good. And I want to go back to castor oil. because castor oil can be very good and helpful for hair growth. So whether it's if you're a man and you're balding in the center, it could be a woman, you're balding in the center, or maybe your edges, okay, have come out. Castor oil, put castor oil there. It's very thick. It doesn't stain, but if you don't wear your favorite nightgown, if you're going to rub it on your stomach, I'll just say that. Don't use it on your favorite sheets unless you're going to lie still for like an hour and just let it absorb into your skin, then that's fine. But you can put it on any areas where your hair is thinning or balding. Women, we can put it on our eyebrows to help grow our eyebrows in. You can even put it at night. Now, moderation. Let's put our thinking cap on and use moderation. You can put them on your eyes for your eyelashes to help to grow your eyelashes. Okay. So that's castor oil, natural, God made it. And that's one of the ways it works. It helps with digestive elimination. It helps with skin. It helps to moisturize your skin. It helps to reduce inflammation, and it can help with hair growth. That's castor oil. There's like 500 things that castor oil is good for. I could do a whole live just talking about castor oil. And I've already mentioned it tonight a couple of times. So get you some natural cold pressed castor oil. Now, if you use the castor oil and you put it on your stomach and you don't go to the bathroom in the morning, then you know that castor oil doesn't work. Just use it on your feet as a moisturizer. Just use it hopefully for hair growth, but it's not going to help you to eliminate. Then that means there's something that's not right, or it's missing something in that particular castor oil. It's not very pure. So you want to get a cold pressed brand of castor oil so that it does what it's supposed to do. If you're having joint pain, elbow, knee, your back, your neck, whatever, you can rub castor oil on it, rub it lavishly, and allow it to just soak in. Okay. It'll absorb into your skin. Your skin is an organ, and it will slurp up that castor oil and it'll absorb into your skin, and it'll help to reduce inflammation. This is the quickest, easiest, most inexpensive thing that you can do for arthritis and inflammation. Okay. So it doesn't cost much and it works very quickly. Okay. So if you're in pain, you can start putting some castor oil on wherever it is that you have the pain. Okay. So we were talking about supporting healthy skin, hair, and nails. That's one of the things that amino acids do. And then that's how I got on to castor oil, because castor oil can also help with your cuticles, help with your hair, your nails, and your skin health. Okay. Amino acids form peptides that help your cells communicate. Amino acids form peptides because your body makes peptides. The concern is at the rate of which it's making them, which ones it's making, so that you can get the desired results that you need. Your body is generally not making them as much as you would need for certain results. And that's why we take peptides as a supplement, and you add them to your body, to your regimen, to whatever health protocol that you're on. Okay. It's not in place of, it's in addition to. Okay. Okay. So your body is constantly using amino acids to repair itself, to rebuild itself, and to communicate with your various organ systems. So without adequate protein, without adequate amino acids, your body is not going to have the raw materials that it needs to support these normal processes. Okay. Here's my protein. So I need to finish this before the live stream because I wasn't on my normal schedule today. So I didn't finish my protein. So I got to make sure that I get some in. So I'm using a natural vegan organic protein powder because I don't like milk or whey. So I use a plant-based protein. This one is pretty good. It's chocolate. I'm just trying this one out. I typically like vanilla, and I like to put fruit in mine. So I make mine into a whole smoothie. But anyway. Okay. So since the building blocks are amino acids, let me talk about that for a second. Now I want to tell you some of the foods that are rich in essential amino acids. Okay, you ready? Now, let me tell you this too. This live stream is being recorded. It is on my channel on the tube. So if you feel like, oh, I can't take notes right now, or this was good, I want to come back to this part, or I want to remember this so I can take notes later, or I want my husband to hear, my wife, my daughter, whatever. You can find the whole live stream in my playlist on my channel, and you can be able to play this back. There's a little button, like a little 3 buttons. You click on that and you can change the playback speed. So if you feel like I went through the list too fast or I'm talking too fast, when you watch it on the playback, you can slow it down or you can speed it up. Okay. Or you can fast forward past. Well, I heard that part. I remember. I don't need that part. You can skip to the next part. Okay. Okay. So here are foods that are rich in essential amino acids: lean beef, as opposed to fatty beef, right? Lean beef, chicken, turkey, wild caught salmon. A lot of the salmon that we're eating is farm raised and it's not as healthy as wild caught salmon. Also, can be more parasites in the cage or farm raised salmon than in the wild caught salmon. Wild caught salmon is going to be able to use its muscles more because it's able to swim. Salmon that is in a farm, that is in a cage or a aquarium like type of thing, is not going to be able to swim as freely. So it's not using its muscles as much. So that means the fish is not going to be as healthy as a wild caught salmon. Okay. So when you do eat your salmon, you want to get wild caught salmon. And really, real salmon is more red. It's not pink or that peachy orange color. Okay. So real salmon is going to be a darker color. It's going to be almost red or like a deep, deep, deep pink. Okay. So I'm giving you some free gems here. Okay. Okay. So wild caught salmon, sardines, eggs, Greek yogurt, if tolerated, and cottage cheese as well. I don't eat that, but anyway, some people like it. Excuse me. Plant-based sources, again, quinoa, soy, lentils, black beans, chickpeas, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds. So I have a what is it called? It is a blend. I don't remember the name of it, but I believe it has hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, and chia seeds. So this blend that I have has 4 different ones in it. So I'll put it typically in my smoothie. I didn't do this one because this is it's chocolate and it's a new one I'm just trying out. When I went to 5-Star Nutrition, they made me like these packets to try it out. Like I said, I'm not a fan of chocolate. As far as protein, I prefer vanilla, and then I prefer to make mine like a smoothie and I put fruit in it because for me, I typically will have my protein shake in the morning after my workout. And I'll put the seed mix in it. And so that's also healthy fiber. So it's going to bulk up your tummy and it's going to help you to eliminate properly. So I'm not trying to do any of that before I go to the gym. So I just drink water. I go do my workout in the pool or whatever. And then I come home. Or if I have to go out for the day or I'll go straight to work, then I'll have my protein on the go or when I come back home. That way, if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm good. Okay. I'm not trying to do that at the gym or before I work out. Okay. This is a health channel. So we're talking about healthy stuff, and processing and elimination is important for you to be healthy. And if you're trying to lose weight or change your body composition, then you really need to make sure that you're going to the bathroom. Okay. So this is important. Okay, so God designed our body to use the nutrients that we eat as raw materials for growth, repair, and communication. Amino acids are one of those essential building blocks, and peptides are one way that the body puts them to work. So peptides are going to come from amino acids. Here's one thing I want to talk about. There are natural peptides and there are synthetic peptides. Okay, so synthetic peptides are not necessarily coming from a natural source. They're coming from something that is man-made, that was made to mock how peptides work. Do you follow me? So if you're going to take peptides, you want to get them from the most natural, proper source as possible so that they can properly communicate with your body. Because when we put synthetic things in the body, your body's like, alarm, alert, that's not real, that's not good. Okay. And your body fights against it. And then that's what we call side effects. But if you're giving your body the natural things that it needs, that it uses, that it makes on its own, but it's not making enough, then when you add that to your lifestyle or to your diet, your body's like, oh, you came to help me. Okay, let's work together. And that's what we want. We want to use the things that our body needs that are from a natural source so that our body can use them, and they work together to help our body to accomplish what it needs so that all of our organ systems are working properly. Okay, that's the goal, right? Because if all of your organ systems are working properly and you're getting the proper nutrition, you're getting the proper rest, then that means your body's going to be healthy. And if there is a health problem, then your body's going to be able to heal itself. That's the way God designed it. Okay. Now, when your body is healthy, your body is going to be able to get rid of anything that's not healthy. That includes excess weight. And so this is how your health journey and your weight journey can be coupled together, because oftentimes they're two separate categories. But in this way, you can combine them together. So once you work on your body's health and all of your organ systems are working better together, and whatever issue or situation or diagnosis you have going on is being healed, then when your body is healed, then your body can let go of the weight. Okay, so that's very important. Or if you're in where you need to lose weight quickly, maybe there's a heart condition or diabetes, and they're like, look, you got to take off 25 pounds. Then you're going to eat to take off those 25 pounds. Okay. So for some people, they want to have the gastric surgery. And so they're told, well, in order to have this surgery, you have to lose X amount of weight, which kind of is crazy, because it's like you want to have the surgery to lose the weight, but they're telling you you got to lose weight before you have the surgery. I knew a lady, she was having severe problems in her knee and she needed a knee replacement. And they told her that she had to lose like 30 pounds before she could have the knee replacement. Well, that was hard because she was in a lot of pain. So exercising was a problem and she didn't eat healthy. And I tried to give her some tips and some information, but she wasn't accepting of it. And I have learned in this journey, it's not easy, because when you know certain things about the body, or you know how to get to the desired effect and people don't want to hear it, that's hard because you want to help them. My nature is to help people, but I had to learn not everybody wants my help. And so I had to learn I have to keep my pearls to myself. I'm not going to cast my pearls among the swine, as the Bible talks about. And so that's no shame or shade to any of the people, but it's a hurtful thing when you know you can help someone or you can guide them on the right path, but they rather walk on the wrong path or in the dark. And so what I've learned in this journey is that you can't want more for someone else than they want for themselves. What's this comment? Okay, I don't know what you're trying to say. God created humankind in unique ways. You say 4 unique ways. Elaborate. Go ahead and tell us those 4 unique ways. Okay, so how do peptides work? So all of that was the background in how peptides are made and what they do in our body. Now we want to know, how do peptides work? What is it that they do exactly? Well, peptides tell your cells what to do, when to do it, and where to do it at. Okay, so whether it's brain health, skin health, eye health, heart health, metabolism, weight loss, whatever. Okay, the peptides are acting as messengers, and they're telling your cells what to do, when to do it, and where this function is going to take place. Okay. Some of the examples are sleep signals. And so some peptides you can use if you've been having insomnia, you're having trouble sleeping. There are certain peptides that can aid you in sleeping. But I'll also say this, in addition to peptides, Or if you don't want to use peptides, that's fine. This channel, this station is for information to help you to be a better you, to help you be a healthier you. So if you say, I don't want to use peptides, that's fine. But you have trouble with sleeping, you can do melatonin. You can also do something called valerian or ruta. Okay. I have that with my company. It's an essential oil. It's called Rutavala. People that have had insomnia for years and haven't even been able to go to sleep in their bed, once they started using Rutavala, they started being able to sleep properly. Okay. So that's one of the things that works. If that's something you want to try, you can DM me and I'll let you know how to get it. So your body can regulate these sleep signals. So melatonin, your body makes melatonin. But depending on what's going on in your life, in your health, in your body may not be able to make the right amount of melatonin. And that's why you're having a difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. Okay. So you can take a supplement of melatonin and that will help you get to sleep. And it will help you have a very deep sleep. I've done that before. And as my mom was ill, I used to give it to her to help her to sleep. Okay. Melatonin is even safe enough for most children, not babies necessarily, but probably 10 and up. Okay. And you can check with your doctor on that. Another thing that the cells do is they help with growth signals. So hormone growth signals, growth for your muscles or just in your body. We're talking about adults, so pretty much we're grown already, right? Like we're not going to grow much more, but our tissues need to repair, our muscles need to grow, and so it can help with that. um, these peptides can tell our appetite what to do. It can make you have more of an appetite or less of an appetite. I knew someone who, a family member actually, who had a very hard time eating. She just wouldn't be hungry. She just wouldn't have an appetite. And she was already very, very slim. And so she was seeing a doctor and she had to take medication to increase her appetite. So there are certain peptides that someone can do that would be of a more natural type of substance. Again, not to force your body to do something, but to work along with your body and to aid your body. So there are certain peptides that can help you to eat more. There are certain peptides that can help you to eat less. Um, and that's kind of how the GLP works, in that it helps to reduce your appetite. But here's the thing, just because you don't have an appetite and you don't eat, that's not necessarily healthy. In and of itself, that's not healthy because then your body is starving. So, yes, it's going to begin to burn fat because the body is trying to preserve itself and keep itself alive. So, it's like, okay, well, we're going to burn this fat now because she's not eating or he's not eating. So, we're going to burn this fat for fuel. Okay. But your body can't stay in that type of fat burning um method or like ketosis on its own for so long, because that wouldn't be healthy. Your body is looking for nutrients, so it can burn fat for energy, but where's it going to get its nutrients from? And oftentimes, if you're taking vitamins and supplements, you need to have something on your stomach. Some are good to take on an empty stomach, but most are good to take, especially like B vitamins. You have to have something on your stomach before you take that. Okay. So everything in moderation. So there are peptides that work as messengers to help reduce your appetite. There are others like glutathione. Your body makes glutathione. But if you've noticed that your immune system is sluggish or you're often catching every bug and different things that are going on, then your immune system is not working optimally. And so you may take some supplements or you may take peptides to help your immune system to be stronger. If you have an autoimmune disease, you may need to help your immune system to be stronger. So there are peptides that can help with your immune health. Okay. Now, there are peptides for tissue repair. Some of them, they can use it for their skin health. Okay. Maybe you had some type of injury and you need to, your tissue needs to heal. You had a tear, a burn, or whatever. There are certain peptides that your body can use that you can add, right? That will help your tissue to repair. So peptides work as messengers in your body with your body's natural system telling it what to do, when to do it, and where to do it at. Okay? Okay. I see you, Sass. Thank you for sharing and for writing that. Yes, God is the judge. He is our maker. He is our father. He is our creator. Okay. So here are some stewardship questions. And questions you can ask yourself. Are you properly hydrated? Because just because you start taking a peptide doesn't mean that you're going to all of a sudden see these drastic results. Is that possible? Yes. It all depends on your body system, nutrition, how you sleep, stress levels, so many different things that it depends on. Okay. So, are you sleeping well? Are you getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep? Okay. If you're not, that can also affect how peptides work in your body. Or maybe you're choosing a peptide that's going to aid in sleep. So your body needs to sleep because it's during the time when you're sleeping that your body begins to repair and heal itself. That is a natural process that your body goes through. But guess what? If you do not sleep properly, if you have insomnia and you're not able to sleep at night, or you do go to sleep, but you can't stay asleep, so you're not getting into that REM level sleep, then that means your body's not healing. Yes, your body's getting rest, but you're not getting to the point that your organs are able to heal themselves. God made our body to heal itself. You have to give your body what it needs so that it can perform this natural healing process. Okay. So, peptides could be something that could help your body to heal itself. Also, nutrition, proper nutrition, essential amino acids, essential fatty acids, minerals. Your body needs these things in order to function properly. Okay, so I'm not saying that peptides is the answer for everything or everyone, but because this is a big thing, it's really trending. There's a lot of information out here. I wanted to be able to come and to share information from you and give it to you from someone that you can trust. Okay, those that have been watching me, and I've been teaching live stream since 2018. I'm not new here. I'm newer to TikTok, but I'm not new here. I've been teaching for a long time. I have a ridiculous amount of information and content on the tube. Okay. So I've been around for a long time. I've been in natural health and wellness industry since the 90s. Okay. The early 90s. Okay. Um, and Peptides are newer. So obviously newer to that. And I myself have been taking peptides. I started in January. The peptides that I'm taking, I was taking one that was helping with tissue repair. I took that for like a cycle. Some are different cycles, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, different ones. It depends. So I took that for a cycle and I finished that. And I was like, okay, I feel like I'm good. I'm not going to take that again. Yes, Sass, you are correct. God is not a stone or a statue. Amen. Thank you for writing this things in the comments. God is not a man. God is a spirit. Okay. So anyway, I don't want to get off course. So I took peptides. One of them I took was for like muscle recovery and tissue repair. And I feel like that was helpful. So I finished the cycle of that and then I can take it again. I take one for metabolism to help to speed up my metabolism because of menopause can slow down your metabolism. And as we age, our metabolism slows down. Um, so I've taken one for that. I've taken one for muscle recovery and also B vitamins. So for some of them, they are injectables. So you would put them in typically your stomach or maybe your thigh. There are some that are in a pill form, so you can take it like a capsule. And there are others that can be in a spray, like a nasal spray, and you can spray that into your nose. I haven't used one in that form yet. Um, I do the ones that are injectable, and I've taken the capsule ones. Okay. Those are the ones that I have taken thus far. I feel great. I look great. I've taken off almost 40 pounds already. So this Friday, so whoop, day after tomorrow, I get to go to the nutrition place that I go to, 5 Star Nutrition. They're a chain, so I don't know if there's one by you or if it's just in this Northern Virginia area, but I go there every 2 weeks. I get on an in-body scan and it's able to like weigh my muscles, um, and the fat content and water content in my body, as well as my weight. And so one of the things, if weight loss is your goal, you can't just look at the number on the scale. And I highly advise against going on the scale every single day, at the most once a week or once every 2 weeks. And here's why. You can get disappointed, okay? You can get discouraged, and you don't want to do that. As you're learning to take care of your body, as you're learning to transition and change your habits, and you're working out, your body is making lots of changes, and those changes are not going to immediately show up on the scale. Before I saw changes on the scale, I saw changes in myself. I noticed that my neck was smaller. And the cross necklace, the gold cross necklace that I often wear, when I first wore it, that thing was like a choker. And then after like a month or so, I was like, oh, wow, this necklace feels looser. So I began to see changes in my body, in my face, not being as round, okay, before I noticed numbers on the scale. So sometimes if you're in a process of weight loss and you're repairing your health, going on the scale consistently can cause you to feel disappointed or discouraged. Here's the other thing. If you're working out in the gym, okay, or at home, and you're building muscles, let's say you're doing some resistance training and you're doing some cardio, as your muscles build, your muscles weigh more than the fat does. So you can be losing fat, but because your muscles weigh more, maybe the number's not changing on the scale. So you might still be 220, but somebody else can say, hey, you look really good. And you're feeling bad because you're like, well, I'm still at 220, but now it's a different 220 because now the 220 you're at is not fat, it's more muscle. So this is the give and take. This is what you have to know and pay attention to so that you're not discouraged. Don't depend on looking at the scale. Another thing is take your measurements. So I've measured my hips, my waist, my arms, my neck, my chest, as well as going on the scale. So I have my starting measurements and my starting weight. And then I have the current measurement. So I haven't measured myself in a month. So once I go to 5 Star Nutrition on Friday, I'm going to get the new in-body scan. It's going to let me know my weight. It's going to let me know my muscles. So I'm able to monitor my muscle growth. I'm able to monitor, my fat loss. Okay. So this is good. And then I'm going to go do that. And then when I come back, I'm going to measure my hips weight, my hips, my thighs, my neck, my bust, my arms. Okay. And now I can put that measurements against the measurements that I did last month to see how much I've lost. Because again, not all of the weight loss is going to show on the scale. But people that haven't seen me in a while, someone said to me today at the gym, I haven't seen her in a few months. And so we were happen to be there at the same time today. And she was like, come here for a second. So I go over to her and I say, yes. And she goes, you lost some weight? I said, yes. She said, you look good. You lost a lot of weight. I said, yes. And I just smiled. She was like, I just wanted to call you over because some people can be really particular about that. And I didn't want to, just say it out loud or maybe embarrass you or something. And I was like, oh, no, it's okay. It's good. And she was like, wow, you look really good. And so that was just really sweet of her. But she was able to notice, especially since she hasn't seen me like in the past 6 months, probably maybe January I saw her, either December. No, it was January that I saw her, but now it's July. So it's 6 months since I've seen her. So she's seeing the results of my work. She's seeing the results of me eating healthy and good. She's seeing the results of me being consistent. She's seeing the results of my water intake. She's seeing the results of me using the peptides. Okay. So I want to say this. There are lots of things out there that can help you to reach your health goals. There are lots of things that can help you to reach your weight goals. But I'm telling you, you have to make sure that you're giving your body the basic nutrients that it needs. You need water, you need rest, and you need sleep. Sleep and rest is not the same. Rest looks like you had a rough day, you come in from work, you sit on the couch, you scroll for a little bit, or you read a book, or you listen to something on the tube, or you call a family friend or loved one, and you sit and chit chat for a little while. That's rest. Okay. Put your feet up, have a cup of hot chocolate or coffee or whatever, smoothie, whatever. Resting, that's rest. Sleep means you go to your room and you get in the bed and you close your eyes and then you drift off into la la land. Sleep and rest is not the same. You need both. Okay. Of course, in moderation. We should be sleeping between 7 and 9 hours. Okay. And you need this amount of time too, because you have to get past the surface levels of sleep to get into the deeper sleep, which is REM 5, which is where you dream and is where your body begins to heal itself. So if you're a very light sleeper, then your body is not going to be healing itself at the rate that it should. So possibly you want to change your eating habits, right? Possibly you want to pray and worship before you go to sleep, listen to some safe, calm music or some worship music as you go to sleep. I do that every night. Okay. Maybe you want to add some melatonin. Maybe you want to take a peptide that helps with your sleep. So there are a few different options that you have. Also, don't eat too close to the time that you go to bed, because that can affect your sleep. And even if you do get to sleep, if your tummy begins to be troubled, okay, or gas, indigestion, or what have you, that can affect your sleep as well. So there are different things to look at. So it's not just one thing, it's a myriad of things. And this is also why it's good for you to have a coach, someone that can help you to process these things out and help you to deduce what's best for you. Okay. Because you doing a process of elimination by yourself and you don't know all the things there is to know, is going to take a lot longer than working with someone like myself who is certified, who knows many things, who's already worked with so many different people. I'm going to have a shortcut and an advantage that you won't have because you haven't, done this before, or you haven't worked with people before in that sense. Okay. So that's where a coach can help. So stewarding your body, you want to make sure that you're getting proper water in. The proper amount of water is half your body weight in ounces. So let's say you're 200 pounds. Let's just say, nice round number. 200 pounds means 100 ounces of water. You say, Dawn, I'm not 200 pounds. Okay, fine. You're 125 pounds. Okay, so you want at least 70 to 75 ounces of water. Half your body weight in ounces. So you're going to take half of the LBS and put the OZS on the end. Half your body weight in ounces. Okay. So if you're 300 pounds, that means you need 150 ounces of water daily. That's a lot of water. Work your way up. And I would say, take a little pinch of sea salt, Celtic sea salt or Himalayan sea salt, not the big rock ones. If you have the big rock ones, then you're just going to take one, like the smallest rock, and you want to put it in a lot of water. So like 20 plus 30 ounces of water and let it dissolve and then drink that. So what the sea salt is going to do is going to help act as an electrolyte, and it's going to bring sodium into your cells. Your cells need sodium to do their work. Okay. That is a healthy form of sodium. Potato chips, pretzels, popcorn, those are unhealthy sources of sodium. So when you take the sodium properly, like Celtic sea salt or Himalayan sea salt, your body knows what to do with that. And so your cells say, oh, this is for me. And it slurps up okay, the water. So that means that your cells are being hydrated. And when your cells are hydrated, your body's hydrated and you're not running to the bathroom every 2 seconds. Okay? Okay. So, if you're like, well, my job or whatever, I can't drink a lot of water because I can't go to the bathroom like that. Um, Begin to put the sea salt in your water, not a lot. Your water is not going to taste salty. Actually, you really won't taste it. Okay. If your water is salty, you put too much. Wash it out and start over, or add more water until it doesn't taste salty. It shouldn't taste salty. Okay. And so the little pieces of or grains of sea salt in your water will be the electrolytes. Because here's the thing, Gatorade has electrolytes, okay, but it has a lot of food dyes and sugars and other stuff. That is not a healthy source of electrolytes. The easiest, best, and most inexpensive source of electrolytes is sea salt. So easy, so simple, so inexpensive. Okay. So you want to do that daily. Okay. And then if you are someone that has high blood pressure and you're on high blood pressure medication, then you want to make sure that you monitor, because when you do it right with the sea salt, it's not going to elevate the salt in your body. And I won't get into this now, but I will say this. Salt is not the culprit of high blood pressure. Can it add to it or exacerbate it? Yes, but that's not where high blood pressure comes from. If anything, high blood pressure is coming from sugar. Sugar makes your blood thick. Sugar makes your blood thick. Think about your car and an oil change. You've been using that same oil, the oil gets really dirty and it becomes like sludge, okay, in your engine. And so that's why you need oil changes after you get to a certain amount of miles, right? But we don't change the oil in our body, meaning the blood, right? So, how do we cleanse our blood? Water, exercise, sleep, rest. Water, exercise, sleep, rest. That's how we're going to get our blood flowing. So, if we're having a cardiovascular or vascular issue and we're having a problem with blood flow, more than likely, sugar is the culprit. Another thing that affects your blood being thick or the flow of your blood is your thoughts. Fear-based thoughts, lack-based thoughts are going to cause your blood to move slower. Let's say it that way. Okay. So, what you think about yourself, what you think about your surroundings and about your future plays a role in your health. It makes a difference. Okay. And this is where it's important for us to be grounded in the word of God, to find our anchor in God. Okay. To run to Him as the source for everything, because God will help us in all of the things, whatever the things that we have to go through, all of the things that we have to deal with. Okay. If we're trusting in God or we're operating in faith, then we shouldn't be in fear. Fear and faith cannot operate at the same time. You're either in one or the other. So when your fear is high, your faith is low or none. When your faith is high, your fear is low or none. It is for us, especially as children of the Most High God, it is for us to operate in faith at all times. So if our faith muscle is weak, we can strengthen our faith muscle by reading the Word of God and looking at the Word of God. Oh, shoot, I spilled some water. Looking at the Word of God to find ourselves and where we are and what we need to do. Okay, so very important to look to God for everything, to bring Him our cares, to bring Him our troubles. I'm trying to clean up this water. Cast our cares on Him. And He talks about that. Cast your cares on me, for I care for you. That's what the word says. 1 Peter 3:5, I believe. Cast your cares on him, for he cares for you. Okay. So if we're reading the word of God, if we're studying the word of God, then fear is going to be very minimal. And that's what we want. Fear can make your blood run thick, your blood run hot, so to speak. Okay, cause you to be very moody, cause you to be dysregulated in your nervous system, cause you to have more anxious thoughts. It can cause you to not sleep well. It can cause you to not process well. So we don't want to be in fear. We want to be in faith. The word of God is going to grow our faith. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Holy Ghost, in just turning to this scripture to show you guys an example. There was a scripture that I've been looking for and searching for and could not find it. And I just now opened up to it. I said, thank you, Holy Ghost. Hallelujah. So I put a pin in that. Okay, where are we? Okay, so are you sleeping 7 to 9 hours a day? Are you hydrated? We talked about water. We talked about putting a little bit of salt in the water so that your cells are getting the hydration. Then you're not running to pee every 15 minutes. Okay. Now, are you moving? You need to be moving. What does that look like? 3 days a week at minimum 30 minutes. Well, really 20 minutes, but we're going to say 30. Okay. 3 days a week for 30 minutes. That is the minimum amount of exercise or movement that you need to be healthy. The bare minimum. Okay. It could be walking. It could be walking around your block, the neighborhood, the park, taking the dog out for a walk. Okay. Now, any type of walking is good, but if you want to have good health, if you want to have good heart health, then you need to have a brisk walk because you need to get the heart pumping and beating. Okay. Faster. Okay. So walking is good. Resistance training. We talked about that a few minutes ago. Resistance training, some type of level of weight. If you work out at home, you don't have weights, you can use a water bottle. You have grandchildren or kids, you can use them. There are many different exercises that you can use your own body weight. So you don't have to have a gym membership. You don't have to have a bunch of gym equipment at home. You can go on the World Wide Web and you can put in exercises using my body weight, and it will give you various exercises and show you how to do it using no weights at all. Because if you can lift and move your own body weight, then you're going to grow strong from that. And then from there, you can begin to add weights in. Okay. So walking, resistance training, stretching, more than just your morning stretch. Okay. There are various stretches. You want to stretch your upper body, your neck, your shoulders. Okay. Your rib cage. Okay. Your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles. Okay. Your feet, your hands. Okay. Your wrists, all of that. You want to stretch. You want to move every part of your body. Healthy movement. So again, whether you're on a treadmill, whether you're in a gym doing things, or whether you're using various tools at home. I want to add something to this list, and I also have one, and it is a vibration plate. They call it a vibration machine, and you stand on it and it shakes. So you're on it and you're like this and you're shaking. What does that do? Hi, KB. That shaking causes a movement activity of your muscles. And even though you're standing right there and you can go nowhere, if you do that for 10 to 20 minutes, it's as if you went for a jog. It's as if you went for a brisk walk. The activity that this vibration is giving to your muscles is almost like tricking your body that you exercised, but you didn't go anywhere. So it's actually moving your muscles. Okay. So it's giving activity to your muscles. I like it because it's helpful. I had hurt my knee last year. I hurt my back the year before that. I was in a car accident. So because I had some injuries to my body, I had to be careful in exercising. So I couldn't just go back to the gym like I was before. I was doing ropes, jumping off boxes, flipping tires, the big like Jeep tires. Like, I was doing all kinds of stuff in the gym. Absolutely loved it. It was a great time. But after I had the car accident, I couldn't do those things. Even though I wanted to, I didn't have the physical capacity to do it. Okay. So I started using a vibration plate. Okay. And then this year, or December last year, I started with water therapy. I started, well, I call it therapy, water aerobics. I started going to the gym and going to the water classes. So I do H2O fitness on Mondays, most Mondays, and H2O burn on Wednesdays and Fridays. So it's an hour, 45 minutes to an hour in the water. And it's so much fun. So I have a whole, community now of friends that we get together, and we have a great time in the pool and just enjoy it. And it's a great workout. And we use weights, water weights in the water, and it's no joke. Okay. These things are light as a piece of paper, as a feather when they're not in the water, but when they're in the water, they're 20 pounds. Okay. And all of the exercises and the movements that we're doing are in the water. So you're feeling the weight of it. So it's cardio and strength at the same time. And I can tell you from doing it this past 7 months, because I started in late December, like the day after Christmas. So I'll just say for the past 7 months, my body is so much stronger, has healed. My knee hasn't been bothering. My knee is healed. My back is healed. Does it hurt sometimes if I overdo it and working and lifting and stuff? Yes, but nothing like it was before. I spent, after the car accident, like a whole year in physical therapy, chiropractor, all kinds of stuff. So it really did a number on my back, but in order for your back to be healthy, you got to strengthen the muscles and your core muscles. So if your core muscles are weak, that's going to put more stress and strain on your back. And so for me, healing that and working out, it helped a lot in working my core muscles to strengthen my back. Okay. So that's important. So for the movement section, I would add the vibration plate. Here's another thing. Okay. And this is like the cheat code, the sauna. I have a sauna, like an at-home sauna, a portable sauna. I have a sauna in my spa. There's a sauna also at the gym. Okay. So get to a sauna or buy one, for your home, around $200 or so. You can buy one and have it at home, get in the sauna. Sitting in the sauna for 10 to 15 minutes is equivalent to going on a 30-minute jog. I don't know if you knew that, but it gets your heart rate up. It gets you sweating. Okay. So it's releasing toxins from your pores. It does affect your muscles, different than the vibration plate, right? But it does affect your muscles. So you can go on the World Wide Web and look it up for yourself and see that going in a sauna for 15 minutes or more is equivalent to like a 30-minute jog. I don't know about you, but I love to sit down in a sauna and rest my bones and sweat and feel really good. But my muscles and my body is like I just went on a 15-minute jog. I think that's wonderful. So that's another form of movement. Even though you're technically not moving, you're sitting in the sauna, you're getting the toxins released from your skin, but it's as if your body is working out like you had gone on a run or a jog. Okay. Okay. So you want to ask, are you sleeping properly? Are you moving enough? Are you hydrated? And are you managing stress? I'm not a big proponent of managing physical issues. I want to, especially if they're negative, I believe that we should eradicate it. I don't see any place in the Bible that the Bible tells us to cope with or to manage our health. No, it says that you can cure disease. Ice on your neck. Okay. So did you have a neck injury? What happened? Something happened. So I would say massage, light stretching, light exercise, because what is the issue with why your neck hurts? Is it a structural? Oh, okay. Well, that's a big thing. So I would need to know more to advise you. Use the ice massaging, I would recommend some essential oils because that's what helped my lower back to heal and my knee. Okay. In addition to ice or heat, I use heat on my back um, and ice on my knee, but it's so much better now. So I praise God for you, SpongeBob. 2 bullets in the neck. That's no joke. That you're here, that you're alive, that God spared your life. Um, I would say some essential oils, and you can DM me if you wish, and I can tell you which ones to use. It's not information that I'm allowed to share openly like this, and I don't want to get a violation on the live. Okay. So I have to be very careful with some of my words. So how are you managing stress? Okay. Um, there's a Bible cure for stress. Okay. Prayer, praise, worship, fasting. Okay. These are some of the things. Time in nature. I spent a couple days at Myrtle Beach, enjoyed myself immensely. I needed that time away. Um, going with spending time with my grandchildren, taking them to the park, okay, going for a short walk. These are things that are good that they can help with your mental fortitude. They can help to calm you if you're stressed, okay? Even watching naturescapes on TV. I love to watch fish. I don't have a fish tank right now. I had one in times past. My dad has one. I love to watch the fish when I go to his house. Okay. So something like that. You can even get a small fish bowl, something that's going to show nature so you can watch it on TV, or you can go outside and get in nature. Sit at the park, feel the breeze, feel the heat. Okay. Watch the kids play. These are things that can help you with stress. Spend some time in nature. If you can, go on a nature walk. Walk around your neighborhood. Okay. Go on a trail. Take the dog out for an extended period of time. Okay. Go to a beach or something like that. Meet up with some friends. Call some friends or a family member that you haven't spent time with or you haven't talked to in a long time. So there are many different ways that you can deal with stress. Okay. um have healthy relationships. How are you going to have healthy relationships? You're going to have good healthy communication. Okay, you're going to spend time with them. My children are grown now. I have 5 children that are grown now. 2 of them live out of state now. One of them just moved back out of state. So there were 4 of them here, which was really nice. Now there's 3 of them here in my state. And so we get together once a month as a family, and we have dinner together. We'll talk, we'll play games. We just played Uno on Sunday, and we had a great time laughing and playing together. We also celebrated one of my son's birthdays, and just being around the grandchildren. It's really good for my heart. It's really good for my health. Like, it makes me feel good to be around my family. So maybe you don't have family, or maybe your family doesn't live near. Maybe your family is toxic and you don't want to spend no time with them. Find someone, somebody that you want to spend time with that helps you to kind of get outside of yourself, that you're not thinking about your issues and your problems and things like that. Okay. A friends group. You say, oh, I don't have any friends. Okay. Go on Meetup or go to look at the library and see what free events they're having. Depending on what your age is, look at what some of the senior centers are having. And you may say, oh, I'm not that old. That's okay. They have lots of free events. They can't tell you no. Okay. So if you're 55 plus, 60 plus, that's a great place to go to find different free activities that are happening. Look at your county website and see what events that they're hosting. Okay. So there are ways to get out and to meet people and to go into a safe place that you find different things that you can do. Why? Because this is part of your health. Okay. We're talking about peptides tonight. Is it hype or is it help? You tell me what you think in the comments so far. Do you feel like this is hype, or do you feel like this is possibly some things that can help you? Did you learn anything? Okay. So, going out into nature or finding friends groups or, going even online on social media, even TikTok, and say, what is there to do in my area? What are the 40 plus doing? What are the 50 plus doing? Maybe you're in your 30s. What are the 30 plus doing? Where are the happening places? Where I live in Northern Virginia, we're very close to DC. In 20, 30 minutes, I can be in Maryland or DC. Okay, so I'm not deep in Virginia. I'm in very northern area of Virginia. So 30 minutes, like I said, I can be in Maryland or DC, at least the beginning part of it, right? So I can go to DC and go to the museums. That's great exercise because it's going to be a lot of walking. Okay. I can go to the monument. I can walk around by the White House, many different restaurants, shopping, and different things. So find ways to get out. Don't make excuses for why you can't do things. Make reasons, even your children. Okay. Your dog, your animal, whatever. Find reasons why you should. Find reasons why you can, not reasons why you can't. Okay? Okay. Set boundaries. That's very important. These are some of the things that you can do to help manage stress. Prayer, praise, worship, fasting, spending time in nature, spending time with healthy relationships, and getting rest and setting boundaries. Self-care. Self-care doesn't have to mean a massage. It doesn't have to mean us getting our nails done and our eyebrows done, ladies. Self-care could mean you go to a coffee shop or to a little cafe and you get to sit quietly and read a book with no interruption, or you get to sit out and have a smoothie, a cup of tea, or something, and just people watch. Whatever floats your boat, but find something that you like to do that you're able to kind of step away from the stressors of life. Give yourself 30 minutes. If you can give yourself an hour, wonderful. Go do it. But at least 20 to 30 minutes. Go for a walk. Take a long walk to the mailbox. Okay? Get outside in nature. I'm telling you, it can shift your mindset. Okay? It can shift your health. Okay? All right. So we talked about nutrition. Okay, I want to touch on this really quick. Foods that support healthy aging. So there are peptides that help with aging, peptides that help with your skin as it ages, but peptides in helping your overall body as you're aging. Because at different age groups, you can be more susceptible to certain things like Alzheimer's, dementia, diabetes, sleep disturbances, eye health, oral health, different things, depending on the age you are and depending on how you take care of yourself or not. Okay. So here are some foods that support healthy aging. And this is important because that person who's in their 20s and 30s, you don't want to wait to start taking care of your body when you're in your 50s. It's kind of late. So how you're feeling in your 50s is a result of what you were doing in your 20s and 30s. Okay? So I would say this is important to implement at any age. Okay. You don't wait till you get older to start doing things for your age. You start while you're younger so that the consistency of that makes a difference when you get to a particular age. Okay. Because just because you get older doesn't mean you have to get sick. Just because you get older doesn't mean you have to be unhealthy. Okay. So protein at every meal. As you're aging, protein at every meal. But this is something that is good for everyone. Okay. Healthy fats. What are healthy fats? Omegas, salmon, sardines, cheese and dairy if you can tolerate it, avocados, nuts, sources of healthy fats, magnesium rich foods, again, nuts, seeds. Sometimes for certain age people, they have dental issues and they're not able to chew the nuts. But you can blend the nuts. You can add it. You can make a pate. You can have it with crackers. You can have it with a soup. You can have it in a meal. Certain, like in Caribbean, they'll use walnuts. They use cashews. Asians use cashews. Use macadamia nuts in different dishes. Okay, so you can implement nuts into your food, and you can puree them and make them part of the sauce. Okay. Um, you can put them in a smoothie as well. Magnesium rich foods, or you can use a magnesium supplement, a powder, which I would prefer, or a capsule. Zinc rich foods. We need more zinc, omega 3s, minerals. You can take a mineral supplement. Sea moss is very good for minerals. Okay. Colorful vegetables. Okay. And getting adequate fiber. So, again, vegetables, or you can use a source of fiber like flax seeds, chia seeds, things like that nature, and proper hydration. Okay, these are important for someone who is aging, but I want to say at any age, because the person who's 20, 30 years old that lives like they're going to be young forever and doesn't plan or doesn't make healthy choices, they're going to be the ones that's sick when they're 40 and 50 and 60. So it matters the choices that you make when you're younger so that you can be healthier when you're older. Okay. You don't just get unhealthy because you age. You get unhealthy as you age because things change in your body, but you haven't had good habits for a long time. So if you're one that hasn't had good habits, start getting better habits now. Start shifting and changing things. Implement some of the things that I'm saying so that you can have a better, healthier life. Because if you're in your 50s, like I am, or if you're in your 60s and you want to be 80, 70, 80, 90 years old, it matters how you live now today so that you're giving your body what it needs so that you can age to 80 or 90 years old. Okay. So that's important. Your body needs nutrients before it needs interventions. So if you're giving your body what it needs, amino acids, minerals, nutrients, proper sleep, proper hydration, managing your stress, then it's less likely that you're going to need some type of intervention later on. So again, it depends, and it's very important how you live now. You get to determine, hi, Pop Hood, you get to determine how you're going to live or how you're going to feel older when you get older. Okay. Okay. Knowing your numbers, whether it's your A1C or your vitamin deficiency, ask the doctor to test these things. Because here's the thing, you don't want to wait until it becomes a problem. You don't want to wait until you have a problem. You want to be more proactive about your health. So ask your doctor, what are my hormone levels like? How are my hormones? Can we test them? What are my vitamin deficiencies or mineral deficiencies? Or am I good? Can we test it? Okay, because if you're getting too much vitamin B, that can be toxic to your health. And if you're not getting enough, then you're going to feel sluggish. You're going to feel tired. You're going to have low energy. It's going to affect your healing process. If you don't have enough vitamin C, that can be a reason why your immune system is sluggish. That can be a reason why you bruise easily or your circulation is not good. It doesn't have to be a heart problem. It could just be that you're not getting enough vitamin C. But if you don't know that, you don't know to add the vitamin C. So ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions and ask the doctors to do tests. Okay. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is for heart health, brain health, bone health. So if you're getting around that age and they want to test for osteoporosis and things like that, you want to make sure you're getting enough vitamin D so you don't wait till you're 50. You start taking vitamin D when you're in your 20s and you're so in your 30s because vitamin D is something that you need. And if your health is not optimal, your body's not making it properly. And so you need to supplement it. Okay. And if you don't like certain foods and you're not eating a good amount of fish and vegetables and things of that nature, then you're going to have to supplement your nutrients because your body cannot depend on your food intake to get the nutrients that it needs. So you're going to have to replace them. Okay. So vitamin D is very important for your heart health, for your brain health, for your bone health. Okay. You want to keep your sugar down. Okay. So monitor what it is that you're eating. If you're eating sweet treats, and everybody is allowed at some point, it's what you do in moderation. It is the consistency of a thing that matters. So you don't want to be consistently eating sweets and treats. And some people say, well, I don't eat a lot of cakes, but you eat a lot of carbs. So if you're having bread at every meal, rice at every meal, or potatoes at every meal, those are carbs and they convert to sugar. So no, you may not be stuffing your face with donuts and brownies and cupcakes, but if you eat rice every day and you're not getting movement in or nutrition in, it's just going to begin to accumulate and is going to convert to sugar. Okay. So you want to make sure if you are eating a lot of carbs or you eating a lot of sweet treats that you're getting enough water in so it can kind of balance that out and you can flush that junk out of your system. Okay. The key is everything in moderation. Okay. Um, you can ask the doctor to check your liver enzymes, check your kidneys. Don't wait for there to be a problem before you begin to deal with whatever the problem is. Okay, whatever's going on in your body. Ask questions. And one of the things that I talk about, thank you, Prince Johnny. I see you. God bless you. Is look in the bowl. So maybe once a day, if you're just getting to know your body, maybe once a week, a couple times a week, you go to the bathroom, you want to look in the bowl. You want to know, what does it look like? What does your number one look like? Is it very orange? Is it cloudy? Is it sudsy? That's an issue. If it's pretty clear, or if maybe it has a little color to it, maybe that's something you ate, that's fine. But if it has this particular color every day, likely that's an issue and you want to get it checked. You don't want to wait for it to be a problem. Looking at your biomarkers, looking at your waste products is going to be a key indicator of information that you can give to the doctor. You can say, hey, doctor, I noticed that when I use the bathroom, it's a deep orange color and there's foam in the water, or there's suds in the water. That's an issue. That's your kidney speaking. So don't wait till you begin to have a problem, because typically with kidney disease, there's no pain. So it's not the type of thing that, oh, my back hurts, that's my kidneys. No, for most people, there's no pain. But when they finally get checked, their numbers are low. And it's like, oh, we have to have this intervention or you're going to be on dialysis. Or worse, you need to be on dialysis and there's no time for any intervention. So you need to know your body, begin to pay attention. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Are you rested? Was it because you went to bed late at night? Was it because you're stressed? Was you scrolling? Like, what was the thing? Or is this an everyday occurrence? Every day you wake up and you're still tired? Every day you wake up in pain and it takes you a while to get moving? Pay attention to these things, write them down. And when you go to the doctor, you talk about it. Now, if you've already been to the doctor and you notice some things, don't wait till your next appointment. Call, or better yet, go up there and say, I want to submit this. I want my doctor to know this, and I would like a call, or I would like a virtual visit. Okay. Many of the health issues can be taken care of before it's a problem if we talk to our doctor about it, if we do something about it before it becomes a problem. And so this is why I'm a huge proponent and advocate of looking back in the bowl and seeing what's going on. That is a great indicator to let you know something's going on in your body. You need to know what your poop looks like. What does your regular normal poop looks like? So when you eat something different and your poop looks different, then you know, okay, that's because I ate a lot of kale. I had a lot of broccoli or whatever. You need to know, because certain size, shape, color, paleness can indicate that something's going on with your body. But if you don't know what your normal is, then you won't know when something is wrong. So pay attention to your body. Listen to the signals that it gives you. Look in the bowl a couple times a week until you get used to it. Then maybe once a week is fine. Write your notes down. Ask your doctor questions. Don't be afraid to ask anything. Demand their time. Don't let them treat you like a number and they just rush in, look over your chart really quick. Okay, take this medicine and then out the door. No. Make them explain to you, doctor, I don't understand. Can you explain that? Can you show me? My doctors, they will explain to me, or they will print me out something. So I want to know, oh, well, you said this. Well, what food should I eat or not eat? Or, well, what exercise should I do? How should I stretch? How can I help my elbow and not hurt myself? I want them to tell me. I want them to show me the information. Okay. I don't just take any old thing for an answer. I want an answer and it has to make sense to me. Otherwise, they got to make it make sense. Okay. So don't just trust the white coat. Don't just take whatever they say at face value. No, doc, I don't understand that. Can you make me understand? Because what I have seen with different clients, you could be over medicated. You could be under medicated. You could be on something that is no longer even an issue, and they just never took you off of it. You got to communicate with your doctor. You got to ask questions. And if you're seeing different doctors, like you're seeing your primary care, you're seeing your cardiologist, you're seeing your rheumatologist or your orthopedist or whatever the doctors that you're seeing, make sure that whatever the PCP says, the other one says. Whatever the cardio says, the orthopedist knows. Okay, make them work together. They're not going to contact each other. You do it. You bring in your paperwork. You go into your PCP. You bring in your paperwork from your cardiologist, from your ophthalmologist, from your orthopedist, whoever, and you make sure that they know. Okay, you make sure your cardiologist knows what your primary care physician says, and so on and so forth. You make them work together. They're not going to work together. They're too busy. Their caseload is too big. It's too long. This is your health. This is your body. This is your longevity or lack thereof. This is your legacy or lack thereof. You have to do the work. Make sure that your doctors are communicating. Okay. Make sure at least that they know what the report is from another doctor, or if there was an x-ray or some type of test or some type of diagnosis, make sure that the other people in your healthcare team are aware of it. Okay. Makes a big difference, and it can save your life. Okay. If your cardiologist, let's just say for your heart, gives you certain medication, but the orthopedist doesn't know, then a medication the orthopedist gives you could be a contraindication and go against what the cardiologist gave you. They need to know. So it is a line item on the form, but if you overlook it, you don't pay attention, or the doctor doesn't pay attention, and they're thinking, well, she didn't say anything, or he didn't say anything, so they must be okay. Like, don't leave it up to chance. Your life is more important than that. I'm sure that there are people who love you who do not want to see you sick or have to visit you in a hospital, or worse, have to visit you at a cemetery. Don't do that. Pay attention to your health. Be an advocate for your own health. Okay? Somebody that loves you cares and wants you around. Do you want you around? You have to make better choices for your life and for your health. Okay? Okay. So ask the doctor for tests, look in the bowl, pay attention, ask questions, make sure that you're communicating with the various doctors. Okay. Know that you need to have a basis of good health, sleep, hydration, nutrition, movement. Okay. Supplementation of your vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, amino acids, and things of that nature. And then possibly, depending on what your health goals are, depending on what your fitness goals are, peptides may be a good thing to add into your regimen to help you reach certain goals. So there are certain health goals that peptides can help with. There are certain fitness and weight goals that peptides can help with. Peptides are not the be all end all. However, they are a good source of help for you to get to the goals that you want, whether it's for health or whether it's for fitness. Okay. So I say, my studies, my research, and from my own experience, peptides are helpful. Okay. But it does matter what's going on with your body. It does matter where you get the peptides from. Okay. And it does matter your consistency. And so we don't just rely on the peptides like, oh, I want to lose weight, so I'm just going to take this medicine, but I'm not going to change my diet or anything about my life. That's not good. That's not healthy. If you love yourself, because maybe that's the problem, and you love yourself, then you're going to be disciplined and you're going to give your body what it needs in order to be healthy. Okay. So we need to get to the root. We don't want to mask any issue with Band-Aids. Peptides can be a Band-Aid, because if you're expecting the peptides to do everything and you don't want to get better sleep or movement or hydration, that's a problem. Because when you're taking the peptides, you definitely need to get sleep, because the peptides need to work. So you need to get sleep, you need to have movement, and you need to have hydration. Some of the peptides make you have no appetite. I know someone that's on something and she was like, I have no appetite. She's very large. She might be 400 pounds. No joke. So she needed some type of intervention or help, because she's got some knee problems, other aches and pains. And because of her weight, she's not able to walk good. Like, her body is not healing properly. Okay. Her systems are overloaded because she has so much visceral fat. Just has so much weight on her body. So I think that it's a good thing that she's taking peptides and she's on the peptides with her doctor. I think that that's a good thing, but it's not healthy just to say, oh, you have no appetite at all. She can't just lose weight because she's not eating anything. The body needs nutrition. So she's going to have to get that nutrition from food or from supplementation. And even if she gets it from supplementation, that doesn't mean that she's not supposed to eat. Like, how long is that going to last? That's not healthy. So even though you may be taking something as an addition to help with your goals, you want to make sure that your body is getting the proper nutrition always. Always. So when I started taking peptides in January, it was like, okay, I'm making sure I'm taking my vitamins. I have minerals. I'm making sure that I drink my water. Okay. I'm not yet up to half my body weight in ounces, but this is about 32 ounces. I drink at least one a day. My goal is to get to 2 of these a day. Some days I drink 1.5 of these, but my goal is to get to 2 of these a day. And then after that, my goal would get to 3 of these a day. So that means I got to drink a lot more water quickly. So that means by 12 o'clock, this needs to be finished. And then by, let's say, 3 o'clock, the second one needs to be finished so that I can finish the third one by 6 o'clock, so that I'm not going to the bathroom all night long. So that means I would need to be finished my water intake for the day by 7 p.m. the latest. Now, if I add, like I told you, a little bit of sea salt in the water, I'm not going to be using the bathroom all day long, because your body is not processing out the water. The water is actually going to hydrate the cells. That's what the salt does as an electrolyte in the water. Okay. You want to get your nutrition from a healthy source that your body can use. Gatorade, Pedialyte, all these other things, they are not good, healthy sources of electrolytes. So you got to find it from a natural, healthy source. The easiest, fastest, most inexpensive way is to get it from sea salt, Celtic sea salt or Himalayan sea salt, just a little tiny pinch. Okay. Okay. And that will not affect high blood pressure or spike your blood sugar or any of that stuff. Okay. All right. Any questions for me? I want to give you 2 scriptures and I'm going to pray us out. 2 scriptures. 3 John 2, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. That's what John prayed. Okay. And so notice that your body health is also dependent on your soul health. Your soul is your mind, your will, your emotions, or your thinker, your feeler, and your chooser. You feel with your heart, you choose with your gut, right? With your instincts, right? So that needs to be in a good working order in order to have good health. So your soul, your mind, your will, and your emotions. Okay. And then your body health. Okay. So, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers, mind, will, and emotions. Okay. So we want to deal with all of those things. We give those things to God. Okay. Psalms 139:14, New King James Version says, I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. So this is a good reminder for us to know that our body was created by God. Okay. We were fearfully and wonderfully made. He took meticulous thought in making each of us. Okay. And so we want to honor that by loving ourselves, by taking care of our body, by putting good, healthy things in our body. Okay. We have to be good stewards of this body God gave us. We only get one body. Okay. And we have to take care of this body, because if this body fails us, that means that we're not going to fulfill the assignment that God has for our life. Okay. So marvelous are your works, Lord, and that my soul, mind, will, emotions knows very well. So we want to give glory and honor to God for this body that he has loaned to us, that he has given us, and we want to treat it well and give it the things that it needs so that we can have a good life, prosperous life. And the body that we have and how we take care of it, and our soul health can help others to live a good life, can help others to know God, can help others to come out of sin. Because when we live right and we can proclaim the word of the Lord for other people, okay, and bring them or talk to them about the faith, then their life can be better. Their life can be right. Their soul can be saved from damnation. And guess what? God rewards you for that. Okay. So it's a win-win situation. So I'm ready to close out. Let me know if you have any questions or any prayer requests. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you enjoyed the teaching, and that you're able to use this information. If you have any questions about peptides or just about your health or some other natural things that you can do for your health, feel free to DM me, join my fan club on TT, come into my community. I'm sharing some information, more information. Some of it is free. You'll have access to my notes, like from the live stream I've done tonight. And you're in a community where you can feel free to ask questions, and you can get to know others in the community and be a support to one another, and be able to ask questions of one another as well. So the benefits of fasting are to give your body a break, to give your body. So there are spiritual benefits. Then there are physical benefits. So the physical benefits I'll talk about first: giving your body a break, giving your organs a break. Okay. Autophagy, allowing your body to reset and to use fat stores and other things for energy to get rid of waste and things like that. Spiritually speaking, fasting means that you're starving the flesh. When the flesh is being starved, then it allows your spirit man to be fed. It allows your spirit man to be renewed, to be strengthened. Okay, turning away from the things of the world, even food, TV, social media, all of those things. Okay, turning that off for a time, for a season, could be a day, could be 3 days. 3 days is ideal. Okay, will allow whatever's going on in you to be quiet so that you can hear from God. Fasting doesn't move God. Okay. God's going to do what he's going to do. And it's important that we pray and that we speak in alignment with his word. The word is what's going to move. The word is what's going to cause things to happen. Okay. So spiritually speaking, when we deny our flesh the things that it wants, the flesh gets weaker, the spirit gets stronger. Okay. So we get to benefit physically, physiologically, as well as soulishly and spiritually when we starve the body, when we fast, because then the spirit man is growing and the spirit man is being fed. So when you fast, it's not just abstinence of food, it's what are you doing in replace of the food. So this becomes your breakfast, this becomes your dinner, this becomes your lunch. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. Prince Johnny, if anyone else has a question, you're welcome. Let me know. So I just turned to this as I opened the Bible, Psalms 100, and I feel like I should read it. So I'm going to read it. It's 5 verses. Psalms 100, and it says it's an invitation to praise God cheerfully. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all you lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that has made us and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving. So we come to God with thanksgiving, being grateful, having gratitude, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting. His truth endures to all generations. That's the 5th verse. So Psalms 100 is a psalm of praise. It's only 5 verses, but it is very, very beautiful. Okay. So that's all I have. Father, I thank you for each and every person that has been in a live stream, those few that have stayed and watched and been here. And then those that have come in and out wherever they have watched from. Father, I thank you for each and every person. You know them by name and by nature. And I pray, Lord, that you would help them to be good stewards of their body, that they would be good stewards of all that you have given to them. I pray that you minister to each and every one, that they would know their true identity, that they would hear from you, that they would know the purpose that you have for them, and that they will know the call upon their life, and that they would live out your purpose and identity that you have given to them, that they will fulfill your divine call on their life. They will fulfill their divine assignment. Strengthen them, Father. Bring healing to their body. Father, bring every organ system into divine alignment and proper functioning in the name of Jesus. And Father, help them to make choices and decisions that they would steward their body well, that they may live long and strong on the earth, and that they may praise your name each and every day. In Jesus' name, amen. So thank you, each and everyone, for being here, for joining, for watching. I will be posting some of my fitness pictures from 2017. As I talked about earlier, I will also be posting our topic for next week. If there's something that you would like me to teach on or talk about that's concerning the body, that's concerning wellness wisdom, please DM me, let me know. You can even put it in the comments now, and I will consider talking about that thing. Or if it's something that you want to learn about and I've already talked about it, then I can let you know or give you the link to the live stream so that you can watch it and you can learn. Because I've basically covered every organ system of the body at this point. Okay, so that's all I have. Thank you again for being here. God bless you. And good night. I may do a pop-up on Friday or Saturday. And if not, I will see you next week, Monday, for Bible study and worship and prayer. And next week, we will be studying Romans chapter 4. It's going to be good. Romans chapter 4. So I look forward to seeing you Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, if not before then. God bless you and bye for now.